Have you ever thought Cleveland Brown was just the chill, easygoing guy on Family Guy? Well, think again. Cleveland may seem calm, but when you take a closer look at some of his moments, you'll find he can be a bit unhinged. From sneaky tomato heists to lying about dead pets, Cleveland's behavior can get pretty wild and downright psychotic at times. Ever wondered what happens when a laid-back character like Cleveland suddenly snaps? You're about to find out as we dive into some of his most bizarre and unsettling moments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like the video for more crazy takes on your favorite TV shows. Tomato heist. It all starts pretty innocently, with Lois complaining about a squirrel stealing her tomatoes. But Cleveland? Well, he takes things to a whole new level. Instead of brushing it off like any regular person, he decides to dress up as a squirrel and handle the problem himself. That's right, Cleveland, in full squirrel costume, ready to take down a tomato thief. It's already bizarre, but what really makes it unhinged is that he gets his son involved in this personal vendetta against a wild animal. This isn't just your typical suburban dad dealing with a garden issue. Cleveland is ready to go full Mission Impossible over a few stolen tomatoes, as if the fate of the world depends on it. The lengths he's willing to go to, just for some veggies, is what makes this moment both hilarious and slightly concerning. Most people would probably just let it go or set up a small fence. But not Cleveland. He's fully committed to the mission, no matter how ridiculous it gets. This moment really shows how Cleveland can snap into a whole different character, turning a small problem into a full-blown adventure, even if it's totally over the top. Cleveland steals Brian's girl. Cleveland really takes things up a notch when he starts dating Brian's girlfriend, Carolyn. It's not just that he swoops in and steals Brian's girl. That's bad enough. But the way he handles it is what makes it even more outrageous. Instead of being low-key about the whole situation, Cleveland decides to flaunt it. He makes sure Brian knows what's happening, even going as far as rubbing it in his face. From showing off at Starbucks to making smug comments, Cleveland turns into a bit of a villain here. What makes it even crazier is his confidence throughout. He's acting like he's completely untouchable, like Brian doesn't even matter. But as they say, what goes around comes around. Karma hits hard when Carolyn ends up cheating on Cleveland with Quagmire, leaving him just as heartbroken. That twist really adds a layer of irony to the whole thing. This moment shows a more selfish and competitive side of Cleveland, which is pretty surprising for a character who's usually laid back and friendly. It's a clear example of how he can turn things upside down and leave everyone wondering what's going on in his head. Terrible therapist. Cleveland surprises everyone by stepping up as an impromptu therapist, showing some unexpected insight. But things take a turn when he sides with Lois against Peter. This is a serious breach of the bro code. Peter was looking for support from his best friend during a tough time, but instead, he feels completely betrayed. It's hard to believe that Cleveland would turn his back like that. To make matters worse, Peter has some embarrassing secrets about Cleveland's bachelor party that he isn't afraid to reveal. This means that Cleveland isn't just being a bad friend. He's also betraying the trust they had built over the years. It's like a double whammy. This moment really shows how Cleveland can flip from being a loyal buddy to a questionable friend in the blink of an eye. It's funny, but also leaves us wondering about his real priorities. Dog killer. In the Cleveland show, there's a shocking moment when Cleveland accidentally runs over his stepdaughter, Roberta's dog. Instead of coming clean, he chooses to let Roberta search for her beloved pet, even though he knows it's dead. This decision is incredibly deceitful and shows a disturbing side of Cleveland. He doesn't just lie about the dog's fate, he takes it even further by feeding the dead dog to the neighbors. Can you believe that? This act is both crazy and deeply unsettling. It's one thing to make a mistake, but it's another to cover it up in such a twisted way. By keeping the truth from Roberta and letting the neighbors unknowingly eat her dog, Cleveland crosses a line that most people wouldn't even consider. It leaves us questioning his character and makes us wonder just how far he's willing to go to avoid taking responsibility. Daddy issues. Therapy. Cleveland takes his role as a therapist to another level when he decides to help Mayor West. He boldly diagnoses him as a dangerous sociopath, which, let's be honest, is pretty accurate. However, this move shows just how far Cleveland is willing to go in his questionable therapist career. Instead of sticking to what he knows, he starts giving advice to everyone around him, even when he clearly shouldn't. Cleveland lacks the proper training, yet he offers opinions on serious issues that can affect people's lives. This behavior highlights his arrogance and shows that he often overestimates his own abilities. It's funny and a bit concerning to see Cleveland acting like an expert when he's really just winging it. His attempts to help others may come from a good place, but they often lead to more confusion than clarity. This makes us wonder if Cleveland should really stick to being a friend instead of a therapist. The cupcake comment. Cleveland really shows his lack of chill when he tells Brian to ride off on his gay bike and get a cupcake. While this line might make some people laugh, it also highlights Cleveland's growing smugness. This moment feels like a turning point for him, especially after his ex-wife Loretta left him. It's as if losing her unlocked a new level of unfiltered arrogance in his personality. Instead of being the laid-back guy we all know, Cleveland starts to act more like a bully. His comments can come off as hurtful, even if they are meant to be funny. It's like he's trying to prove something to himself and others by being extra confident, but it often backfires. This behavior shows that Cleveland can be insensitive, especially when he thinks he's being clever. His transformation into a more arrogant character leaves us questioning if he still values friendship and kindness. Backseat sabotage. Cleveland's backseat. Psychological warfare reaches a whole new level when he lies to his stepdaughter Roberta about her missing dog. Instead of being honest, he tells her an elaborate story that is not only false but also shockingly detailed and gruesome. When he finally admits the truth, it feels almost sociopathic. This kind of deceit goes beyond what most people would consider normal, showing how Cleveland can get lost in his own stories. Instead of comforting Roberta during her search for her beloved pet, he adds to her pain with these vivid, unnecessary details. His lack of empathy is concerning, as he seems more focused on entertaining himself than on the feelings of others. This behavior leaves us wondering if Cleveland truly understands the impact of his words. While he might think he's being funny, it crosses a line that makes us question his character and intentions. Lurking on TV, Brian finds himself in an awkward situation when he can't escape Cleveland and his new girlfriend, Carolyn. Even while trying to enjoy a baseball game, he sees them together, and it feels surreal. Cleveland and Carolyn are literally on second base, sharing moments that make Brian uncomfortable. No matter where he goes, it seems like Cleveland is always there, flaunting his relationship right in front of him. This is more than just annoying. It feels like Cleveland is playing psychological warfare with Brian. Every glance, every laugh, and every playful gesture is a reminder of what Brian lost. It's not just about the girlfriend, it's about the friendship and the betrayal. Watching Cleveland parade his happiness around Brian adds to the sting of the situation, making it hard for him to enjoy anything. It raises questions about loyalty and friendship, leaving Brian feeling isolated and frustrated. Cleveland Brown might seem like the most relaxed guy in Quahog, but as we've seen, there's a lot more going on beneath that calm exterior. From stealing girlfriends to feeding the neighbors a family pet, Cleveland's unpredictable behavior leaves us both laughing and questioning his sanity. What do you think? Is Cleveland just misunderstood, or do these moments show his darker side? Which of his wild antics was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. It's hard to look at Cleveland the same way after seeing all this, right? If you enjoyed this dive into his craziest moments, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more content on your favorite characters. See you in the next one.